Shalom, shalom, shalom all. Shalom. You're here today, going to take our normal walk with Deacon Black through scriptures, gain understanding, gain knowledge, open up our eyes, see exactly where we stand, know what we are about, who are we walking with. You know, a lot of things may cross our mind as we go through life, and we'll hear a lot of other people talk about things connected to Jehovah. Much of them don't even know his name per se, but we know it. So we will call it. You'll call him by his name. So a lot of them will claim that they have the understanding and knowledge, and they live a certain lifestyle and use Jehovah's name, claiming that they move according to the way he had designed us to live. And the reality is that they do not know him, they do not know his way, they do not have an understanding of anything that is connected. What they move with is the earthly knowledge that have been given to them by the people that they come in contact with on their daily movements, you know, and they will gather the things that they hear and rest upon themselves to show that they are knowledgeable. But the truth and the fact remain that knowledge, the true knowledge, is from above, which we may receive and gain that understanding through scriptures, learning the way of Jehovah, living by it, and doing what is required that the Spirit can work with us and feed us with that knowledge and that understanding. So we are going to look at a simple but very powerful, again, system in which we have to live by in our walk, in our journey, moving towards connecting ourselves and being servants of Jehovah, right? And this way is how to really separate. Because we'll use the word separate and we'll tell ourselves that we have it, we understand, and we are doing it the right way. But again, worldly knowledge will send us to hell, because we move according to our carnal understanding, and the carnal understanding that we receive from the ones that we believe also have knowledge of Jehovah, and it does us no good. It have no gain in it at all. It's vain. Problems for us continuously. Sad thing about it is we cannot recognize it because we are blind. So we're going to look at separates. You know, simple. Just take a little walk and gain some understanding how it really looks and how we're supposed to move when we say that we are separated people. I'm a separated person. I separate myself from the things that I have learned, and now I am walking in a different path. But how that really look though? How do it really look? So it's a simple, again, as I said, teaching. Let's take a walk. You're here with me, and let's see how this will going to reflect on us as individuals, and we'll change what we need to change, and let's continue moving forward and pray that Jehovah will hear and work with us at all times, that we may correctly change, be renewed and restored, that our learning may no more be in error, and it will be beneficial to us that we will become servants of him to do his will, his way, according to his instructions, keeping the covenant, the agreement that we have made to fulfill, that we may be able to walk upright through as we are here in flesh, and again with hope and continuous work, that it will put us in a position that eternal life will be one of the gifts that will be given to us by Jehovah. So let's go in. We are going by Numbers 6, and we'll start at verse 1. We read 1 and 2. and then we'll drop down to 6, 7, and 8. So let's go in and take a look and just get some movements. But you could read this whole thing, right? So you can read from 1 to 8 straight if you choose to go down a little more, because it have a lot of information there. But I'm just trying to keep it as simple as possible. So I just jump a couple of verses that more simplified, but you can read the whole thing and get a more fine detailing on what is going on here, according to us. Separating ourselves from the things that we're not to live by, things that we're not to attach ourselves to. Let's take a look at it. And the Lord and the Spirit of God and Jehovah spoke unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When either men or women shall separate themselves to vow a vow. We don't see it moving. We don't see the separation move in already. So don't feel it's just to stay away from the people that you might find talking things that don't make sense. It have a lot more in it. Separate thyself to vow a vow of a Nazarite. A Nazarite, separated one. Dedicate or consecrate. A Nazarite, separated one. So to vow a vow as a Nazarite, to separate themselves unto Jehovah. I'll read part of 3. He shall separate himself from wine and strong drink. We will stop right there, because a lot of people feel that you can still go, and we simplifying it, so we are not going to use the spiritual side of this line that I just read there, but we're going to use it, I would say firsthand, just to get to a point. A lot of people believe and have been taught that you can still be glutton and drunkards and use the name of the Father. You can read scriptures and still call upon him, and everything will go smoothly, because they look at the consuming of heavy, not consuming of alcohol, heavy alcohol is something that is small, that could be overlooked. But you have to separate yourself from wine and strong drink, right? So we working it simple, as I say, have a way deeper meaning here, but we are working it simple just to get a look at some of the things that we need to separate ourselves from in order to make the spiritual walk. We're dropping down to verse 6. All the days that thou separated himself unto the Lord, he shall come at no dead body. Anything unclean, knowledge, lifestyle, way that these people will party, fets, you wine, you name it, dine on clean food, go and tie themselves in things that I would say most times will be only be done in privates. And we feel that we are getting away with it because it is not known to the people who we associated with the things that we are doing, things that we tie ourselves to. But it is being recorded. So we must not come onto no dead body. We have to totally separate ourselves from everything that is unclean according to scriptures. We have to search the scriptures to know, to understand the things that we are, I'll say, blind and deaf to, because it have a lot of things where we will believe that it is not serious, but that is only us and our thoughts holding on to things because we are looking for the easy way out. But the easy way out is not an option. No way it is an option. We have to go in and we have to learn. see everything that is set there to understand, to apply the change, that we will be totally separated, not just carnally, but spiritually, which is more important, because we must have that spiritual separation in order for to be cleansed. Let's continue. 7. He shall not make himself unclean for his father, or for his mother, for his brother, for his sister. When they die, the ones who do not learn and live according to the ways of the Lord of Jehovah, the ones who keep themselves living the lifestyles of the land, the people of the land, seeking wealth, riches, drugs, they make any and everything their God. You see, we have to separate ourselves from all of these things, because the consecration of his God is upon his head. Whatever he is serving, that is what he is moving by. And we cannot put them in front or anywhere close to our walk with Jehovah, because they will be the ones that will try to contaminate the knowledge that we are receiving, and to put us or slow us down in our journey and our learning, because they are a problem. They are a problem. As long as they are not on board, moving according to the ways of the Jehovah that is set in the King James Bible 16:11 with the Apocrypha, if they are not moving according to this way that is set within these writings of these scriptures, they are a problem to us. 8. All the days of his separation, he is holy unto Jehovah, unto the Spirit of God, unto Christ. What do you think? Do you believe that your separation looks this way? We'll go to the next verse. Let's go by Luke. Luke chapter 1, and we'll read 5 and 6, verse 5 and 6. Let's take a look at something. So we're watching separation and how it moves by example. Right, so let's take a little peep here as we are moving through. There was in the day of Herod, the king of Judea, a certain priest named Zacharias, of the courts of Abid, and his wife was of the daughters of Aaron, and her name was Elizabeth. We're going. And they were both righteous before God, walking in all the commandments and ordinances of the Lord, blameless. What it is given us here is an example of separating, an example of them separating themselves. They acknowledge their sins. They acknowledge the way that they live that were not pleasing to the Father. They worked on it, and they did what is required to get themselves right. And we'll go down to 18 to show that they did this right down until their, I would say, their expiry time had reached. 18. And Zacharias said unto the angels, Hereby shall we know this, for I am a old man. So we know that this is not something that was, going on for a little period of time, and then they went back to their old way and they moved like that and they claimed that they were separated. No, this was continuous. You had to do it. That is a total change. A total change from one way to the true way. From the wrong way to the true way. To the right way. The way of Jehovah. The way of the Spirit of God. I am old man, and my wife well stricken in years. So we know when we go back here by 6, and they were both righteous before God, walking in all the commandments and ordinances of the Lord blameless. We know this was this life that they had to live by, stand with, not moved. So this shows separation. Separation is not for a time and then I think that I put in enough work so I could now do these little things here and do this little thing here, and it will be cool. The Father understand that sometimes I have to take a little, I'll just jump back over on the other side, just for a minute and come back over. He knows how. No. Separate means separate. It have no in and out with separate. Separation is complete cut off. This is why I have the plumb line in between to separate with one from the next, that they can't be joined. That is what we're looking at when he says separate. So if whoever believe that they are living a life of separation according to the scriptures, take a look in and really question yourself to recognize if this is really being done the way it's supposed to be done. We'll move on. I want to drop in by 1 John 1:9 for a minute. Let me see if it will allow me to bring up this next. Alright. I'll small them down. I'm going to small you down. Okay. So I want to go by 1 John, then I'll take it back out. 1:9. Let's take a look at this. We're looking at there now, Zachariah and Elizabeth. This is how they operate, what brought them to the point that they were blameless, right? If we confess our sins, he is faithful and just to forgive us our sins and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. Hope we understand this. So this is what, let's bring it forward here now, what actually made them blameless, because they confessed and he cleansed. Because when you bring it before him, your fight now is not to do the things that you have brought forth before him no more. They have to be put aside. They have to be separated from us, no longer joined to us. We're not supposed to fall guilty of these things no more. This is what will bring us blameless, because what we offer and bring it before him and ask for help to be able to remove it from us. We stand firm with that fight, not to let it join back with us. This is separation. This here is separation. So let's go to the next verse. Let's go to the next verse. We're going by Romans. Let's go by Romans. Romans 8:35. And it's highlighted here. So Romans chapter 8 verse 35. Who shall separate us from the love of Christ? Shall tribulation, distress, or persecution, or famine, or nakedness, or perils, or sword? When we separate, we have to stand firm. Firm. Nothing or no one we must allow to come between us and our relationship, us being servants on the vows we keep. As it is written, for thy sake we are killed all day long. For thy sake we are killed all day long. We are accounted as sheep for the slaughter. As it is written, we are killed all the day long. We are accounted as sheep for the slaughter. Nay, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him that loved us. 38. For I am persuaded that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor power, nor things present, nor things past, nor high, nor depth, nor any other creature shall be able to separate us from the love of God which is in Christ Jesus our Lord. So we see in here he's showing us separation is not an in and out thing. When we are separated, it have nothing can move us to get back to where we were before we were separated. It have nothing to make us do the things that we used to do before we were separated. It have nothing to lead us down that path, or nothing strong enough to lead us down that path of evil that we used to tie ourselves to before we separate. Because separating shows that we have the understanding, we have the knowledge, we have the wisdom, we know the God that we serve, and our desire is to serve that Lord with all our heart, and with all our mind, with all our soul, with everything that is within us. So for anything or anyone to come and separate us from Jehovah at this point in time, it will be impossible. That is true separation. Because we will hold on to his every word. We will hold on to the knowledge that he gave. We'll use 100% the statutes that have been set by him to bring us close to him. We will have all these tools to use to our advantage. Why give it up for nothing? Why let lust throw us off our paths, that we will be no longer separated from all the evil, but push us back into evil? We have to recognize and understand, so we will not be moved by any wind, any doctrine that is not of him, false preachers and pastors that may come and sing sweet nothings in our ears that is vain. They will have no bearing on us. We must be so strong within the love of Jehovah. Just the song, the wind, will be enough for us to use to strengthen us at any given time that any challenge come before us. The song, the singing of the birds, just looking at the sun in the sky, the moon, all the things that he have created that move to a certain system that will not change. Examples to take patterns from. When you watch the sea and watch where the water stops, every time, don't care how rough it gets, it comes right back to that point and it do exactly what it was designed to do. Examples for us to use to keep ourselves separated. So we don't have excuses, but we choose to make excuses. Why? Each one asks ourselves why we do fall victim when there are so much things around us that he has put in place to keep us in line, or to use to see that we have a protector that will protect us as long as we obey and be obedient. Separate. Let's go. Next verse. Next verse. Let's go by Jude 1:18-19. There should be mockers in the last times, who should walk after their own ungodly lusts. These be they whom separated themselves, censored having not the Spirit. It falls in what I just said. It falls with just what I said. We can't afford to let these who separate themselves from Jehovah, from the Spirit of God, be a stumbling block for us. Don't care who they are. Don't care who they are. They're not moving according to the way of Jehovah. They are a problem to you. And they will always be a problem to you. They will always be a problem to us. So we must know that we are strong and we have the strength and we have that Spirit within us walking according to the way of the Spirit. That even if we choose to lend a hand in situations to make sure they are still okay, they cannot penetrate or change our walk and the direction we go, and our understanding that we have, and the things that we live by according to Jehovah. We must build ourselves that the Spirit is embedded deep within us, that cannot be moved. We live a total separation, even though we are here in a world of confusion and darkness. But within all that, we are lights that will be seen by all who can see, because of the knowledge and the Spirit that is resting in us, that we live by His way, the way of Jehovah at all times. Let's move. Titus 1:16. They profess that they knew God, but in works they deny Him, being abominable and disobedient, and unto every good works reprobates. We have to be careful, because once they are not serving Him, this is them. This is them. They will only use lip service to try to convince us that they are in the same place and they're serving the same God that we are serving. But their works shows that they deny Him, because they will still tell us we can eat pork, it's okay. We can go out whole night party and get drunk, don't know yourself, no problem. You can join yourself to multiple partners, and it's cool, because this is what happened down here. The Father will know. These things come from their mouth. You can choose to live with how many partners you choose to. Don't tie marriage to yourselves. Don't tie yourself down. It's a free will. These are the things they will say to us. What will we do when we hear these things? In works they deny Him, but yet they will claim that they know Him. We have to have the knowledge within us to be aware of them, that they will not penetrate us at no time at all. This is why He says that they are enemy to Him, and they will be enemies to us also. because they will try to turn us from the path that we are walking on, which is to lead it to the ways of Jehovah. They will try to take us off that path to please themselves. Don't feel they don't understand some of the truth that we bring, but they choose to live their own way because of their own lust of the flesh. Let's go. We're going by Maccabees 1:11. First Maccabees. Highlighted already. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuade many, saying, Let us go and make a covenant with the heathens that is wrong about us. For since we separated ourselves from them, we have much sorrow. This is what a lot of us do and claim that we are separated people. I'm throwing it right back in. Because we had to recognize, we had to stop fooling ourselves. We have to recognize. When we look, I just tell my girls this way, my kids, when we look over our shoulder and we see the people doing all the worldly stuff and they claim they are enjoying themselves, a lot of people who come into the knowledge of the truth, they fall right back into the ways of the world because they believe that they can tie the two together and still be servants to Jehovah. That is a big problem. It won't work. It will never work. It will never work. But a lot of them jump on board. This is why it says on 12. So this device pleased them well. They were so comfortable in walking away from the ways of the Lord, to choose their own path and make their own way, design their own gods, and live a life that at the end is no good. They claim it feels good now because I was there and I know it don't feel good. I have no joy in it. We work hard to convince ourselves that the partying and alignment is something that is satisfying. It is not. At the end, it is exhausting. It's taken away from us. It's just making us sick. And we still so stupid, fools. We convince and working hard to convince ourselves. You know what we do a lot of times? Next one, it will be better. The next time, it will be better. I will enjoy it more next time I go. And you go, you spend money, you drink, you lime, you party, you do everything. And you come home, you wake up and still say, okay, this one was good. I know the next one will be a lot better. We are even convincing ourselves that in a way it has some benefits in it as we go along. And it's all a waste. All a waste. Do some reality check. All a waste. Let's go. We're going. Let's go. Jeremiah. Jeremiah 32. 30. Jeremiah 32, 30. Let's look at this. We claim we are separated. For the children of Israel and the children of Judah have only done evil before me from their youth. For the children of Israel have only provoked me to anger with the works of their hands, saith Jehovah. But we say we separated. We claim we separate, but look at this here. Look at what he is saying here. "34. But they said their abomination in the house which is called by my name, to defile it." Explain that. Explain that. See the problems we create and we bring upon ourselves, and we just use Use the Jehovah name. Just use his name, use his name, use his name constantly, and we gone our own way. Let's take a peep by Genesis. Let's take a look at something in Genesis. Let's see if I could use the next Bible here. Genesis 2. Genesis 2:4. Come down a little bit. Try to make it a little bigger. These are the generation of the heavens and of the earth when they were created in the day that the Lord, that the Spirit of God had made the earth and the heavens. So I just jumped there to show that Christ Jehovah have put things in place for us. Put things in place for us that we can truly be separated, that we can truly know who we are serving, and to serve him the way he have designed it to be done. The day that the Lord, that Jehovah, our guide, made the earth and the heavens, our God here on earth, our guide here on earth, Jehovah, to get us through, that we can have a chance to make it back and to be part of everything that was designed for us originally, to serve and to be servants of him. Let's go back across, because a lot of us call the name of the Father, but we don't know who we are calling on. We don't know who we have to be separated on to. We don't know who writings we have to follow. We do not understand who is recording our every move, that we have to show ourselves approved and live by the way that he have set and designed for us to live. We are lost to who. So this here, I just went there to give a little idea. I have a lot more, but we don't want to go too far away from the original topic. But this is something that have to be recognized, that the Spirit of God, that Christ, that Jehovah is our guide here on earth, that have set the systems for us to get right, that we can serve him the true way, that we can truly be separated as we are here in flesh. So we'll move back to where we, like on our journey, on our walk, and let's go by Ezra 9, verse 1. Now, when these things were done, the prince came to me, saying, the people of Israel and the priests and the Levites have not separated themselves from the people of the land, doing according to their abominations, even to the Canaanites. Why? I don't have to go down the list. He tells us not to mix, not to tie ourselves, not to join ourselves to the people of the land, because we are a separated people. And we choose to do what we choose to do. I'll read. Let's start here on verse 2. Ezra 9:2. For they have taken of them daughters for themselves and for their sons, so that the holy seed had mingled themselves with the people of those lands. I'll stop here. to really understand that we just break rules. We're supposed to be separated. We just breaking and breaking and breaking and breaking and breaking and breaking rules. Let me go back up here. Let's go back by one. Just a little part. The people of Israel and the priests and the Levites have not separated themselves from the people of the lands. Keep going. I'll read the next piece. Doing according to their abominations. We stop there. We ain't gotta go in further again. Let's go. Let's take it to 11. Number 11. Let's go by 11. Ezra 9:11, which they had commanded by the servant the prophet, saying, the land unto which ye go to possess it is an unclean land, with the filthiness of the people of the land, with their abominations which have filled it from one end to another, with their uncleanness. I'll go down. Now therefore give not your daughters unto their sons, neither take their daughters unto your sons, nor seek their peace, nor their wealth, forever. Forever. How long? Forever. That ye may be strong and eat the good of the land. You're here for a reason. And leave it for an inheritance for your children forever. When you learn of the things that we have been set here to learn and to understand, pass that on to the ones that are behind us, and we ensure that they understand and they learn, that they can pass it on also, and we live by the things that we receive according to the knowledge, that they can see us as examples to know how to operate according to the way of Jehovah, that will be fruitful and beneficial unto them, because they have gained the understanding and the way they're supposed to live, to serve and to please Him until completion. That is what we call separation. But what do we do? What we do? He has commanded us, saying, the land unto which ye, these people, you go to live amongst, they don't know my way. They don't live according to my way. They are not joined to me. So you are not to join to them. This is what he's explaining to us here in a nutshell. Number 16. (1626). And he spoke unto the congregation, saying, depart, I pray you, from the tents of those wicked men, and touch nothing of theirs, lest ye be consumed in all their sins. You want me to read it over? Do you think I have to read this over? Because we're looking at separating. We're taking a look how this really looks. And if we really and truly separate ourselves, I would say, from the ways of the flesh. If we separate ourselves from the ways of the flesh, because we know it have two sides, flesh and the spirit, and they cannot be joined. So it have to be a separation. Which side of the line you are on? This is what we need to recognize, because some will be on the fleshly side and believing that they're on the spiritual side, they're walking according to the ways of Jehovah. That is messed up, I will say. It's either the works of the flesh or the works of the spirit. Separation. Let's figure it out and know what side we are on, because we could only be on one. He spoke unto the congregation, saying, Depart, I pray you, from the tents of those wicked men, and touch nothing of theirs, lest ye be consumed in all their sins. I don't have to say anything else there. Let's go back by Ezra 10, chapter 10, 11. So if we choose to take warning and remove ourselves from amongst them, living no longer according to their way, this is the movement we have to be moving with. And as we are going into it, remember that we at King James Bible University, House of the Lordship of Israel, we are not tied to any religious group, organization, camp. You name any of them that put a label on their building or on their system that they live by and claiming that they are moving according to the ways of the Lord. We are not tied to any of them. None. Don't care who they are. None. Don't care how much Israel or what they call themselves. We are not tied to them in no way. Because we're working here with separation, so we are separated from them. Need to put this out there also. We are an independent body. We learn, we study, we read only from the King James Bible 1611 with Apocrypha. No other book, no other dictionary that have been created outside of this Bible we study from. We have at our reach a very powerful tool, which is the Sovereign King James Bible 1611 with the Apocrypha, also spiritual dictionary, same book. So I just needed to put this out here for you all to know that within separation, we are a separated body. We are not tied to anything that is called religion or camps or etc. So let's go. Ezra 10, 11. Now therefore make confessions unto the Lord, unto Jehovah, guide for your fathers, and do his pleasures, and separate yourselves from the people of the land and from the strange spirits and gods that they serve. We have to please the Father, be true servants unto him, and separate ourselves from the people that not are of him, who have no desire to serve him, who in no way wants to learn what is right and live by it according to Jehovah. We are to separate ourselves from those people of the land and from the gods that they serve. Total separation. I hope you understand this. Make confessions unto Jehovah. Pour it out. Bring it out. Ask him to work with us that we may change. Work with you that you may change. And follow instructions from that point. Foolproof. That's it there. All in one. Let's take a look again, because we still telling ourselves no. We can still go in the temple there and serve wherever they're serving, and we can roll with Father still. He will understand that, we're not a people that just, look down on others and, I would say condemn their religion and their lifestyle. No, we don't roll so. Hey, there's a big problem. Hope you don't roll so, because look at this. He just warned us here, right? He just warned us here. Separate yourselves from the people of the land and from their strange wives, from their gods. So now let's take a look at something here. Why? Why this going down that way? Why is this going down? Going by Ephesians 4, and we'll read from 4 to 6. Let's take a look at this here. There is one body and one spirit, even as ye are called in one hope of your calling. One Lord, one faith, one baptism. We're going in, we are walking. One God and Father of all, who is above all and through all and in you all. One. Serve one. Learn and understand of this one and follow the way of this one. Just one. One God and Father of all. This is why we are being warned not to tie ourselves to the ways of the ones who do not have the Spirit to serve Him. Let's take a look at something here. Let's go by 1 Chronicles. (16:13). So this is why we have to separate and understand that is one God we have to serve. We're going in. O ye seed of Israel, his servants. Why we have to separate. Ye children of Jacob is his chosen. Why we have to separate. 14. He is the Lord. He is Jehovah, the Spirit of God, our guide. His judgments are in all the earth. I'll read 15. I wasn't going down these here, but as I seen them jumping out at me, we have to walk through them. Be mindful always of his covenant, the word which he commanded to 1,000 generations. Even of the covenant which he have made with Abraham, and of his oath unto Isaac, and has confirmed the same unto Jacob for a law, and to Israel for an everlasting covenant. Work around that. Work around that we seen is separation. So how we could join? How we could join and mix knowledge and doctrine and understanding and saying that all could combine and we still will be in a right place because we are growing in understanding, we are growing in knowledge. This is according to the world, not according to Jehovah. It was putting us in problems because he will not accept it. It have to be pure, separated. That's why we are separated people with a separated knowledge. He gave us a separated journey to fulfill. He made a separated covenant with us. So how we could join ourselves to what he tells us not to join to? No, anything is to join is from outside to in, so the other people can seek him, serve him. Yeah, they could do that, but we are not in no way to join ourselves to their lifestyle and serve their gods. We are a separated people. Let's take a look at something here. We'll go by Psalms. We'll go by Psalms 147. $19. Before we take a walk through Psalms 147:19, let's just I would say top up on something to give us a little more information on where we was looking at one God, our guide from before. Let's just touch up on some information there just to seal something, and then we'll come right back to this. So let's look at this here. We go by Psalms 48, and we'll read 14, and we'll jump right back where we was. Let's look at it here. So Psalms 48:14, it says, "For this God is our God forever and ever. He will be our guide even unto death." I touched there, just hit me because I mentioned earlier on that God is our guide, and I needed you to actually see scriptures showing that, so we understand exactly that it's not my words, but it is here in scriptures. So Jehovah, the Spirit of God Christ, He's our guide, right? So let's go back now to Psalms 147. Let's take a look at this, because as we are touching separated, we are supposed to separate ourselves. We have to be a separated people. And another thing to keep in mind, that we could be here learning, studying, trying our very best, fighting hard to do what is required, and yet we could still have our desires set in Egypt. We still wouldn't be free. We still wouldn't be separated. So we have to be careful and understand how this works also, because our mind, our thoughts, where they go, the things we hold on to, will still keep us trapped within the bondage of the mind. So as much as we are here learning the way of Jehovah, the ways of the world will still be a big distraction to us, and it will play an important part unknowing to us still within us, in our system. So we have to be aware of this, that we can remove and detach 100%, that Egypt will no longer be tied to us at all, or we will be no longer tied to Egypt in any way. The ways of the world will totally be separated from it. Let's go in, right? Verse 19. "He showed the word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgment unto Israel." 20. "He has not dwelt so with any nation." We read it again, 20. "He has not dwelt so with any nation. And as for his judgment, they have not known them." They do not understand the ways of the Jehovah, the system of the Jehovah. They don't live by it. This is why that separation is there. Praise ye Jehovah. We'll go from here. We'll move from here. Let's go by address. We'll go into the Apocrypha. And we go into second address. Let's take a look at something here again. We are walking. Remember, we are walking. You're walking with Deacon Black, King James Bible University. Yes, a separated system, a separated lifestyle, a separated operation, not tied to no religious organization at all, none whatsoever, no camp. Remember this. We move independently. We roll in here, we do it separate, and we are showing this is a big part of it, that we have to separate from the ways and the understanding of the world. So let's go into it. Second address, 5:27, chapter 5, we're on to the 27th verse. Let's look at this here. We have to go back. It's doing its own thing. (27). And among all the multitude of people thou hast gotten thee one people, and unto this people whom thou lovest thou givest the law that is approved of all. So what's happening here? This confirms and shows that we are totally separated. Totally separated. And we have to be separated in order to be right according to the ways of Jehovah. He hath chosen us and separated Israel from other nations. But we're still going. The walk is still walking. We have to walk through because we need some other things to be cleared up. Right? So we're going by Romans 9. Let's go by Romans 9. Romans chapter 9, verse 6. Not as through the word of God has taken none effect, for they are not all Israel which are of Israel. So, we're still walking. We are still walking. Because a lot of us believe because we look, we have the description of what they say Israel look like. We come into the knowledge and the understanding of what tools Israel used to get them on the right path according to their learning and the way that they live. But we are not Israel. Our desires are different. Totally different. We have the love for the things of the world and not the Father. Big problem. So not all that appear to be, it will appear to look like Israel. According to the way of the Father, not all is Israel. We as man, we will say, I am black and I am this and I am that and I am, this is me, I. But how do Jehovah sees us? Do he see us as Israel, or do he see us as waste? Waste. No use or not useful at all to him. So this is what is important, not what we think, but we have to get ourselves in a position that he can see us as useful unto him. And the only way that will happen is his word have to be in us and be part of us. Let's go to the next verse. We're going by Nehemiah 9. Nehemiah 9, 2. I'll take out 3 for now. Not sure if I'll read 3. Nehemiah 2. Let's take a look at this here. So we're looking at Israel. This is what we're looking at. And the way Israel have to operate. And the seed of Israel separated themselves from all strangers and stood and confessed their sins and the iniquities of their fathers. How would this look? This is Israel. It didn't say anybody else. The seed of Israel. This is solid Israel who is being seen by the Father this way. His servants. We separate ourselves from the strangers. Not just person to person, but from the things that they live by, the knowledge that they move according, or the system that they live according to. We separate ourselves. The gods that they, or the gods that they serve, we want no part of. Their sacrifices and things that they may do that tie themselves to witchcraft, within our minds is away with. We want no part of them. We are blind to those things, no way interested at all. This is Israel, his servants. Let's take a look at something here. Three? Should I read three? Let's read three. And they stood up in their place and read in the book of the law of Jehovah, their guide, 1/4 part of the day. So we know these guys here are going in. And another 4th part, they confess and worship Jehovah, their guide. Let's go to Luke. We are going by Luke, taking our walk here through scriptures, and we're making sure that we understand, because that is very important, that we know what is our next move, how we're going to make the next move, and he will tell us when to make the next move. Because in our learning, it must be clear, so we are sure that what we are doing are according to the requirements given. Not that we are moving off our own understanding, but Jehovah is guiding us step by step, that we may be transformed by his way. No other way but his way. So Luke 6, chapter 6, 22nd verse. Blessed are ye when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you from their company, and shall reproach you, and cast out your name as evil for the Son of Man's sake. Knowledge is given, knowledge will be received, because this is something will happen, we'll have to go through. And how we deal with it, it shows exactly where we stand. If this come our way, men shall hate you, we take it with a smile, because we know those things have no bearing on us. The Father and how the Father feels about me is what's important. And when they shall separate themselves from me, so they want to have no company, keep no company with me, I am cool, because all I need is the way of the Father, the way of Jehovah, to carry me through. That's it. That's it. They will call me evil because of the separation. Hey, but I'm cool with it also. I am cool with this because I know my guide is the true guide. It's a guide that put everything in place to ensure that the ones who choose to serve him will make it back and have eternal life. So they can call me evil as much as they want. I am moving according to the ways of Jehovah, and there is nothing and no one can move me from this position. No, 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 no. Not at any time. Let's move. We're going by Exodus. Let's go by Exodus 32. Exodus chapter 32, 25, 25 and 26, but I'll read 26 first. Okay, let's go down. 26. Let's look at separation. We use a lot of examples today because we need to get this across, because again, as I said before, a lot of times we feel that we're in a good place and we don't realize that we still are attached to a lot of the things that we have to separate ourselves from. We still hold on to them, you know, in a so underneath way, and we believing that we have flushed those things out of our system, but they are still there. So we need to slow down and really pay attention and recognize, to come into that full understanding, to know what we have to still work on eliminating from us, and what we complete that is not a problem to us no more. This is something very important that we need to do. We have to do in our journey, because we can't be in two places at the same time. We cannot. And Moses stood in the gate of the camp and said, who is on the Lord's side? Who is on Jehovah's side? Let him come unto me. Separate yourself from the way you were living. Let's read it over. Then the word of truth stood in the gate of the camp and said, oh, who is on the Jehovah's side? Let him come unto me. And all the sons of Levi gathered themselves together unto him. We have to move on it one time, that separation. You don't have room to dance around and wonder and figure out if it makes sense, if I should do it, if it is important. You don't have time for that. You have to know where you stand. It's either you're in or you're out. Either you set yourself to work according to the ways of the Father, or you choose to move according to your own way. And now you will have to deal with what is to come. And what is to come is only the end results of your actions. I hope you understand this. So let's take a look at why this had to happen. Why we have to show this separation. Let's go by 25. I will highlight 25. Put it in green. And when Moses saw that the people were naked, now that become a problem. That become a problem, because now we have people who live in according to the ways of the land that he told us not to tie ourselves to. Join themselves to the traditions of the people of the land that he told us not to tie ourselves to. And take a look how this work, because that spirit of Satan is so smooth. It can work its way into us and get us to do things that we will not normally do, but he is very convincing on his time of executing what he needs to get us to fall in order to do what he needs us to do to serve him. Take a look at this. Because Aaron was one who was working, this is Moses' brother, was working alongside with him to ensure that things go a certain way. And look at it here. For Aaron had made them naked unto their shame amongst their enemies. So because of this, Moses, he had to, the word of truth had to set that separation between the clean and the unclean. Had to. Let's go. So we'll go by Mark 10:19. Mark chapter 10, 29 verse. I read 29 and 30. And Jesus answered and said, verily I say unto you, There is no man that has left house, no brother, no sister, no father, no mother, no wife, no children, no land, for my sake and the gospel. But he shall receive 100 fold. We stop there for now. We're going back up and take a look at separation. So if you separate from your brethren, your brother, your homie, I'm going a little deeper, your homie, your homeboy, your sister, however that falls, your father who choose or mother that live according to the ways of the world. So you are separating from the lifestyle that they live. You are separating from the knowledge that they will have to pass on, which is worldly, which is no beneficial of you at all. You are separating yourselves from the way they will deal with things on confusion base, always quick to anger, to show that they have power. These are the things you're going to separate yourself from. Their mind, the way that they will say deal with situations without using knowledge, but they will use ignorance. We separate ourselves from these things because mother, father, wife, your children. Some of us, we have the love for our children, and yet they are in so much evil and wrong. Are we going to support that, or are we going to separate for ourselves and let them know, I cannot tie myself to the things that you are doing. I cannot be here for you when you are living and this is your lifestyle. I learn and understand the ways of Jehovah. I understand it. I live by it. Your way is on the other opposite side of the plumb line. So I have to separate myself from you, that you will not be a stumbling block for me. All of these are here. Land, from my wealth, the riches, the things that we may have holding on to, telling ourselves that we are doing so well. But they will not help us in our journey. They will not be profitable to us at all in our journey. Are we strong enough to separate ourselves from it? I had to. I had to separate myself from some things that was bringing in, I would say, wealth, that I was living, I would say, a comfortable life. But when I come into the knowledge and the understanding, I was causing people to continuously be in error according to scriptures, and I myself were, I would say, like Aaron. He made the people naked, and that was me, because I said it already, I was a DJ, very good at it, very, very good. I had my own song system, I good with those things. I'm skillful with doing PAs and setting up song systems and things for functions and big events, big parties. So, and then I will be there playing in the music. But the music, boy, oh boy, oh boy, well, yeah, messed up. So I was there. I had to walk away and get rid of everything I held on to nothing that will make me shift back into this position in no way at all. So I separated myself from it fully. So this is what he is trying to get us to see here, right? That nothing we must hold on to that is not of him. If our friends and family, they choose to live a way that is not pleasing unto him, yes, we can still be around to give advice. We can still be examples for them to see, hoping that they can come into the understanding eventually and change. It is not our job to try to get them to change. Our job is just to let them know, give them the knowledge of what we have and what we understand, the God we serve, and what his rules are, in whatever way he directs us to pass that message on to them. And that's it. And we continue living good. But we are still, that good is going to be, we still will be a separated people from them. Separated. 30. But he shall receive 100-fold now in this time. I'll stop there. In this time. House and brother and sister, and mother and children and land, with persecution, and in the world to come eternal life. What do we think? What do we think? Let's move. Because we understand how separation works. It's not to hold on to what I think makes me comfortable and I will let go the rest. If the Father said no to it, I have to say no to it. If Jehovah say it is not of his way, I have to ensure that I have the same mind. That is separation. Leviticus 20. And we are going down to the 24th verse. It's highlighted. But I have said unto you, ye shall inherit the land, and I will give it unto you to possess it, a land that flourish with milk and honey. I am Jehovah your guide, which have separated you from other people. Let's go down to 25. Let's take a look here. Ye shall therefore put differences between the clean beasts and the unclean, and between the unclean fowls and clean. And ye shall not make your soul abominable by beasts, or by fowls, or by any manner of living thing that creepeth on the ground, which I have separated from you as unclean. 26. And ye shall be holy unto me, for I, the Lord, Jehovah, Spirit of God, Christ, am holy, and have saved you from other people, that ye should be mine. I don't think it has much explaining to explain this here, because it shows a total separation, what is required of us, how it's supposed to be done. How it's supposed to be done. It falls in lines with everything that I have said, I've been saying before I have come into this verse here. So I hope by now we get a clear understanding on separate and separating ourselves, separating ourselves from the ways of the world, from the works of the flesh, and live according to the way of Jehovah. I hope we see this now and really look at ourselves and, make sure we are in the right place. It is important. Do not overlook anything. Do not overlook anything. Do not add anything that is not there to ourselves, that we will pollute ourselves. And do not take away anything that is there that we need to look at to fix. And we end up falling victim because we believing we are in a good place and we are unclean in a lot of ways. We have to do a thorough check, a thorough investigation, and make sure we have the full understanding of ourselves to know where we fall short from where we are standing in a position of moving according to the system of Jehovah. It's a lot, but the more we get right, it's the less wrong we have to get rid of. Look at it that way. The more we get right, the less wrongs we have to push out of our body. So keep moving and getting right. The wrongs will eventually be no more. But do not bring back in any. The fight is not to bring them back in, not to allow them to come back in. The wrongs that we may find comfort in at times, we have to cancel them out. Let's go. Numbers 16. Numbers 16:26. Here we are. So we're looking to close off very soon, coming down to the end. And it reads, "And he spoke unto the congregation, saying, Depart, I pray you, from the tents of those wicked men, and touch nothing of theirs, lest ye be consumed in all their sins." Another warning, another way to looking to understand what he is saying. We touched on those before. We touched on all of this before. So we can see it moving here. He said, "Depart, I pray you, from all tents of those wicked men, and touch nothing of theirs, lest ye be consumed in all their sins." I will read back Nehemiah. Just to ensure that we have it, because we come into an end here, and I want to make sure that the understanding stick before I close off. Remember, we are taking some walks here. We ain't running through. We are taking some walks to be able to recognize and to see what is happening, what is required of us, the things we must do, the things we need not to do, to move on. This is what these walks are about, of learning. So let's go by Nehemiah. Come back here again. Back by Nehemiah 9 and 2. "And the seed of Israel separated themselves from all strangers, and stood and confessed their sins and the iniquities of their fathers." Let's drop on our last verse. So we're going by Luke. Let's go by Luke 10. Luke chapter 10, 24. And let's look at this as we head out there. 24, pass him. Here we are. So, we all have the same opportunity to inherit eternal life, to do what is required, to change, to serve Jehovah in the way that He had set it for us to serve Him, not according to our way, but according to His way. It is there for all. And we are now in a time where knowledge, the true knowledge and understanding, is at our hand, is at our reach, at our grasp. And we must take advantage of this opportunity and apply the things as we learn to ourselves, that we will truly change the way He has designed it for us to become. That now we can truly be living examples to the ones behind us. We can be living teachers for them, that they can learn and absorb and recognize and understand, because they are seeing the things that is happening to us, which is being done by the Spirit of God, by Jehovah, which bring us into this way that we operate. A couple of years ago, my employer, when he came to me and he said, "Brother Black, what are you doing?" And I looked up at him, trying to figure out, well, why he approached me this way. It is strange. And he said, no, let me explain. He said, "I have been looking at you for some time, and you have changed. And I still silent because I still trying to understand what is happening here, why he come saying these things. And his words was, when I look at you here on the job, you walk totally different. When you speak totally different. You move totally different. You say, what are you doing that I am recognizing these changes in you? And all my words was to him, I am following step by step the words that are set in the King James Bible, and I am living by them as knowledge is given to me. Now this here is what we will refer as, this guy is, we'll call him our other nation. And his words was because he was amazed by the changes that he was seeing happening to me. Brother Black, you keep doing what you are doing. So I said that for us to get some understanding that we are living examples. Don't ever get it twisted to feel that people are not looking upon us when we move, even with our kids as a family, or even as by ourselves, and they look at certain things happening and how we will maneuver through them, and a lot of things that have no bearing on us, we don't see, it's not important to us, and it will leave them curious. Why? What is happening to him or to these people? When I walk with my kids, a lot of people will come and say, your family is different. I know why. I know why. Some will ask a little more and I'll give them a little insight. What they choose to do, they do. If they decide to find out a little more, to get a little more understanding that this can also be part of them, well, I make myself available. A lot of them, though, fear this take over, the fear of that change. So let's read our last verse here, and let's see what the benefits of totally separating ourselves from the things that he tells us not to join ourselves to. So let's go by Luke 10:24. Let me highlight it, and we'll close off at this verse here. For I tell you that many prophets and kings have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them. All I catch that? All I catch it? For I tell you that many prophets and kings have desired to see those things which ye have seen, and have not seen them. They never come into this knowledge that we have there, this lifestyle and this way. Even if it was there to their reach, they totally ignore it, but now they are recognizing that something is happening to these people. And to hear these things which we hear and have not heard them, we are in a real good place. We are in a real good place. Let's see the value of it and use it 100%. Let us become the word that is given to us, that in the time when the Father, when Jehovah decides that he is going to bring change, he is going to take us, because his word is in us, because we become the word, we become the Bible, we become his way, because he is in us. So to all that take this walk today with Brother Black, with Deacon Black, to give thanks. I hope that knowledge have been given. I hope some come to some understanding that it can help in all of us, in our journey towards moving to try to get closer to, or to get closer to Jehovah. So, shalom all. Shalom.